divorce is.
Yeah, like the last episode I had was on the fact that divorce can only be permitted where there is violence, life-threatening issues. I've had a situation where I heard a lady said the husband stabbed her many times. You understand? Now, many people have been encouraged to stay in such marriages, which is not something we are supposed to encourage people. You need to be alive to enjoy yourself. So when we're talking about divorce, okay, let me give you this instance. A lady told me how a husband and a wife were fighting, and the wife carried knife, you know. So the husband now, who is stronger, collected the knife and stabbed the lady till she was certified dead. Now, before that incident, there were traces of violence like that. We wouldn't encourage people to stay in such marriage. Okay? But in as much as we don't encourage divorce, nobody got into marriage because you wanted to divorce tomorrow. You understand? And these things spring up because people lack understanding, and that's what we are going to be discussing at interval. So when we talk about divorce, those incidences could encourage anybody to say, I'm done with this relationship. Let me just go my way. Okay? So that's just on that grounds. People could go their separate ways. You understand? So that's just the where divorce can be permitted. Okay. But apart from that, there are issues that can be resolved. There are issues that can be easily resolved. But also that has to do with understanding, okay, which is a real reason why we are coming up with this program, so that we can help people out there, for them to understand how they can live together in harmony. Yeah.
Now, you spoke about some behaviors or attitude that couples could engage in if they want to overcome divorce in their marriage. Kindly outline them.
Okay, let me do a recap on the first point I made.
Yeah.
The first point I made was always finding fault in relationship. Now, so many people out there, they like to find fault when they are supposed to be looking out for their strength. So I said that most couples dwell more in finding fault. My husband is this, my wife is that. Now, I gave an instant where a lady was telling me something, regretting, as if she was regretting about marriage, and she was looking for options. So I now told her, can you tell me 10 good things about your husband? So she started outlining and was excited. I could see how she was happy, that kind of thing. So I said, okay, tell me 10 things you don't like about your husband. So she now said, I tell you something, she couldn't even do up to 3. Wow. So what was the problem there is that most people, the reason why a lot of people sign up for divorce is because they dwell more on the weakness than strength.
Yeah.
And the strength seems to be more, sir. I don't know if I'm making sense. So instead of me, there is nobody. When we came into marriage, I didn't come in as a perfect person. There's no perfect man on earth. We all have our flaws. We all have our weaknesses. We're supposed to manage one another's weaknesses. Like I normally say, that love will bring people together, but understanding will keep us. Okay? So by the time we begin to have this understanding on how we're supposed to live with one another. So I'm not supposed to dwell more on your weakness. This my husband is this. And you find out that people keep magnifying more of the man's or the woman's weakness. But if you want to count out, these are the areas this man is good. This person is perfect in this area. Why not dwell more on that area? And there's something also, if you continue to praise somebody, continue to utilize somebody, continue to talk about the goodness of somebody, continue to encourage that person, you find out that at the end of the day, that weakness will fizzle out. So if couples listening to us out here who are having marital problems and they are at verge of divorce, they should begin to look out for the strength of each other. That area of your that is more of benefits, more of value, more of significance. Look out for. I mean, before you got married, there was something that attracted you to that guy. Why not keep that thing aflamed? Why not keep it alive? So
Wow. Love will bring people together.
Understanding will keep it going.
Yeah,
love doesn't make marriage work. Yeah, don't forget, it's love that brought people together. And love, they fell in the end. So
now, what role does communication play in overcoming divorce in marriage?
Yeah, before I came here for this interview, I had to go sit a little while with my wife. We just and then I sent out a message. There is a particular message I'm listening to in YouTube. I sent her the link. Then there was something she was also showing me. I said, show me now. All those are communications, this thing, Then we kept talking. Oh, there are a lot of couples who do not even know what to talk about in marriage. Imagine you driving out with your wife. Everywhere is quiet. Are you getting me now? There's nothing to talk about. There should be always something, to come up with. And I forgot to say that by the grace of God, we're about to hit 20 years in October in our marriage.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah. So for 20 years, what have we been doing? One another. Okay? So when people lost out in communication is an act of engaging in discussion, talking about issues. Even before I went to where my wife is doing her business, we were together in the room. There was some discussions I had with some mentors yesterday. It's okay. So what did they say? I needed to also play it back. But do you know that some people in their marriage do not... Communication also could come in form of accountability, where you relate, oh, today was great, I had this, It is important in relationship. After a day's job, after a day's business, that it could even be grounds to discuss. How was your day? What happened? And women, they like talking. Oh, in the office today, this man did this. You see, that man, oh, my friend had this and that. And some men will see that this woman too, they talk too much. It's not true. Allow her to talk. Allow her to gist. Okay, let me tell you something. The last episode where we were talking about communication here, I said something about, he's a great man of God in this country. His name is Reverend Sam Adeyemi. He's a great guy that has influenced a lot of us, So he said initially when they got married, there was always breach in communication. There was nothing, because I want to use that scenario as an example. Then I'm also going to call another man of God, So he said that one of those days, they found out that there was nothing they were talking about. So they were always this, on your own, everybody on your own. So one day the wife said she was in the kitchen, and the husband was in the parlor doing his usual thing. So a friend came, and when the friend came in, so he heard the husband laughing, falling on the carpet. So the wife rushed out from the kitchen to come and see, this my husband that doesn't talk, what actually happened. It means that the friend knows what excites the man. So in communication, what do we talk about? Another one God says, the husband loves football, but she doesn't love football. So what happened is, every time the man is, watching football, wow, this is it's okay. I have to force myself to love this football, since this can bring together all of us, so that we'll be able to. Because you cannot be saying, I'm married to a man that we are not discussing, we are not talking, we are not sharing things together, and to nothing in common, and to portray this fact more. Some people find communication partners outside their marriage. because there's something to talk about more. Maybe the other person have discovered what they like to talk about more. So